Good morning, everyone. My name is Tori Baker, and I am the Parkinson's Disease Wellness Coordinator at Ohio Health. Before I turn it over to Melissa to have her get us up and moving today, I'm going to talk a little bit about what our team does as the Neuro Wellness team and the benefits of community wellness in general as well. Do we have slides?
You can, hit the green arrow. There.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So this little graphic here, you can see that there is plenty of people that all work together to give you the best care possible and the best quality of life. So you have your providers, so Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Patel, neurologists that you may have, nurse practitioners, your primary care physicians. And then you have your rehab professionals, so PT, OT, speech therapists. And then you have your wellness providers. But at the center of all of that, working together, is you. And that will look different from everyone, but we really want you to understand and know your goals and what individual needs you may have and desires you may have to really get you involved in your care as well. And I always tell people this is kind of a continuum. There's not necessarily you only are seeing this person at one time and then you see the next person, a different time in your life. We're all working together all the way through. And we all have our different kind of benefits and our realms that we kind of practice in. But I always steal this one from my colleague Andrea. I heard her say this here last year and it has stuck with me and I tell my patients every day. But rehab is kind of like going to the dentist. You go once or twice a year for your cleaning or your tune-up, or if you have a change in status like a cavity. So if you have your motor symptoms are getting worse, it's getting harder to walk, you may be having more falls, things like that. But wellness is something like that you do every day, like brushing your teeth. So wellness is something that you do every day, whether you're in therapy or not. And it's more than just exercise. So there's a lot of different pillars of wellness in general, but our team as the Neuro Wellness team, we focus on 4 main pillars. Those being exercise, that's kind of our bread and butter, what we all think of when we think of community fitness. But also nutrition, as Dr. Hinkle was just talking about. Social support is a huge one as well, and mental health. And all of those things put together really give you the best quality of life. So wellness research shows that wellness does improve your motor symptoms, but the biggest thing that it says time and time again is that it really improves those non-motor symptoms. So better quality of life, better motivation, decreased anxiety and depression, and really building that social support network so that you get what you need and you just feel that you're supported in your journey. And then here are some programs that again align with those 4 main pillars that we focus on. I think there's some papers on your desk that show go into a little bit more in depth about each program, and you can always stop at our booth, and I think there are more pamphlets at the 5K for JK table as well. But we have our Healthy Habits Behavior Change program. We know it's really hard to make this a lifestyle, and we're here to support you. So this program is 6 weeks. I think we're actually starting our next one up in July, so if you're interested, please let us know. But we go over nutrition, sleep habits, hydration, exercise, what you should be asking your doctors, social support, and mindfulness and mental health. So we kind of support you in making that a true lifestyle change and not just something that you're doing once or twice. We also have our PD mindfulness program, which is an 8-week program. We ran that twice last year and had really positive benefits. A lot of people showed both improvements in motor and non-motor symptoms, so that was a really good program if you're interested. We have adaptive neuro pickleball. Pickleball is all the rage these days, so this is held at our Pickle and Chill in downtown. It is held 5 weeks, and we try to hold it quarterly, but since we started it last year, we've had a lot of interest, a lot of fun times there. Our 4 Hope Adaptive Golf program, that's for all neurological disorders, but we have both indoor and outdoor options. Our outdoor option just started back this month, so that will be really fun to have for the summer and fall months. We have Ohio Health PD Wellness, which is when I train people from fitness instructors from your local YMCAs, your community centers, some local fitness gyms, so that they are able to know exactly research-based and build a Parkinson's exercise program and know kind of what your needs are and what they may see so that they're best supporting you and you can feel safe in knowing that your provider is knowledgeable and understanding and is really doing what is research-based. We also have our Ohio Health Neuro Wellness Center, and that is near Riverside. It's a completely adaptive gym that for all neurological diagnoses. And they have individual gym time as well as a lot of different programs for both Parkinson specific and just general neurology. And then we have our mentor program, which is an 8-week program. It's completely virtual, so you can do it at the comfort of your own home. It's completely free as well, which is very nice. They send you some exercise equipment that you actually get to keep once you're done with the program. But it's 5 hours a week, 2 hours of exercise, 1 hour of mindfulness, 1 hour of nutrition coaching, and then 1 hour of one-on-one health coaching. So really trying to hit all of those four pillars of wellness that we really focus on. All right, again, if you guys have any questions or want to sign up, or if you guys have any ideas that I didn't get to talk about yet, please let us know. Our goal is to really provide what you guys would like, so we would love to hear from you. All right, I hope you're ready to get moving.
Thanks, Tori. I am going to stand here for a little bit because I like to talk, and if I don't keep to my notes, we know that what happens. So, hi, my name is Melissa Carlson. I am the very proud owner of PHNextSteps. We're an exercise wellness program. We're about 5 or 6 miles down the road in Dublin, right off 270 in Sawmill. We have classes 6 days a week. We have 2 to 3, sometimes 4 classes each day, and we have a lot of fun. No comments from the... Thank you. Yeah. First, I do want to mention, Tori touched on it, the postcards that you have at your table. The one side has all the Ohio Health programs, and if you flip it over on the other side, there are some national resources that you can check out. Ohio State was going to be here today. They had some unexpected issue pop up, so they aren't here. But we're so lucky here in Central Ohio to have so many community wellness programs. Not only do we have incredible movement disorder specialists, but we have great programs. So Ohio State has a program. I think they're a little bit on the east side. They have a program in Dublin, but we're just really fortunate. So take that time, especially since this group is a little more newly diagnosed. And you know, as much as I would love to talk about my program and Tori talk about Ohio Health, you know, check them all out. This is your journey, and you have to find something that works best for you. And that's just the key. This day is about you and what's going to work best for you and your journey. So take that away when you're listening to all these speakers. We changed the format a little, and we're going to really want to hear your feedback on it to be more patient-centered. So we want to know what you guys want to hear about. So that's why we separated the two sessions today, because you guys are dealing with the newly diagnosed stuff, kind of like what's going on, what am I doing, as compared to people that are further along in their journey. So please feel free to give us feedback at any point on that. So, okay. What else I like to tell people when I first talk to them is exercise is medicine, but community is everything. So being around people with like-minded and going through the same journey that you are is invaluable. And there's 4 things about being a part of a community. 1, you get the emotional support. Having a bad day, you walk in, see people, they get it. You know, you're not walking into a gym where people don't understand why you're shaking and look at you funny or whatever. So you've got the emotional support. Shared knowledge. So talking about meds, talking about DBS, talking about anything that you might, constipation. I mean, if there's one thing we talk about a lot, it's number 2 and the lack thereof or how it helps. So it's really, that's invaluable as well, just to have somebody else to bounce ideas off of. You have others to push you, to motivate you. If I've heard it once, I've heard it a million times. I work so much harder when I'm around other people. You know, we have virtual options. We live stream every day, which is fantastic. But every single person that comes into the gym after going to a live stream or doing live stream is like, wow, it's so much better in person. So, and then the last one, it just gives you a sense and a purpose, and you know, just like, wow, I fit in. This is home. You know, first of all, it's a disease nobody asked to get, right? You're on a team you didn't even try out for, right? So to have that community and the open arms and just the feeling of purpose is another invaluable one. So please reach out with you know, some feedback. Would love to hear it. Like I said, this is a new format for us. And if you have any questions about wellness, trying different classes, yes, drink your water, that's a good idea. Look at the postcard. We have a QR code for all of our programs. And then, yeah, just the one thing I always like to end with, be smart, be safe, work hard, and have fun. And find something that works for you. You know, you're going to enjoy it a lot more. So thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for doing the chicken dance and exercising with us. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your morning. You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah. I don't have to go. Do you want me up here? Aw.
She gets to stay.
Hey, I get to stay.
Hi, everybody. Am I on? Okay. Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jessica Krauser. I am 43 years old. I was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's when I was 37. And I met Melissa shortly after, so she is correct. We don't usually dance at the gym, but we do squats, and we do a lot more than you just saw. So if you're ready to exercise,
Yeah.
if you're ready to exercise, you want to come. But Brian Baker and I, he's also young onset, we started a podcast called The Secret Life of Parkinson's with Melissa and Steve back there about 3 years ago. So if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you do. It's called The Secret Life of Parkinson's. But one of the things that we talk about on there and that I wanted to share, and Brian and I will be sharing later on in the agenda, but is to talk about things about your future. And so I hope right now everybody is feeling comfortable. I know, like Melissa said, this is not a disease any of us asked for, but what I'd like you guys to do we have Post-it or note cards at the table? Yeah. If you guys can just take a moment and think for a little bit about things in your life that somebody told you you couldn't do, or something you told yourself you'll probably never be able to do. And I'll give you an example. Actually, I'm going to use my husband first. So my husband's not very tall, so when he was in high school, he wanted to play basketball, and he tried out for the team multiple times. And he continued to practice. He did not give up, but people were always saying, like, you're never going to make varsity. You're not going to make varsity. Did you make varsity? Yeah. Sorry, I had to use that. Because he was of a certain height, okay? So people think because you're a girl, or because you're tall, or because you're short, you can't do that. I told myself going into one of my first job interviews, I knew who I was up against. I went to Ohio University, and I graduated with a marketing and management degree, just a bachelor's, and I was up against this girl who already had, I think, a lot of previous experience with internships. I had my internship at Smucker's, so it was like, okay, not bad. And so I came in with experience, but she had her master's from the Ohio State University, and she also had, this great resume. So in my mind, I was telling myself, there's no way I'm getting this job. There's no way that Abbott is going to choose me from OU, who just has an internship, over this girl who has, I think, a year or two experience, a master's from Ohio State. Who did they pick? They picked me. And what I realized is I wasn't thinking about all the things that can, that you need, for a job. Yes, you need to be smart. Yes, you have to have, the right, background, education. But my personality and my ability to collaborate and my ability to listen to people, I figured out were really my strong suits. Because when you're young, you don't know of all the different things that are going to make you who you are. So I had to rely on different skills that I had. I want you to think about things like that in your life that you've come across, because Parkinson's is no different. When you're diagnosed with somebody, your body or other people are going to tell you, you can't do that, you have Parkinson's. You can't do those exercises. Yes, you can. You can practice and be on the varsity basketball team. Or you can think to yourself mentally, how can I challenge myself? What can I do? If I can't get straight A's, go to Ohio State, because I still wouldn't be able to do it, I'm going to use other skills I have to still get the job done. So if you can just take a moment and write something down that in your life you had felt the same way, take a minute and write down what that situation is, just for yourself. I'm not going to share it or anything, but just think about that. And then I want you to think about how you can apply that to living with Parkinson's. So just give yourself a couple minutes. Did you guys all get a chance to think about? Anybody want to share? That's okay. Oh, Michael, okay. You want to be better for your family and your community. And you are. You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay, so we are, we can actually take a little bit longer of a break. Yeah. Steve, where'd Steve go? Can we take a little bit longer of a break? Okay, so, yeah, so right now we're gonna go on a break, and we're gonna come back in this room in 20 minutes at 9:50. So if you guys can all be back here, Dr. Patel is gonna be on talking about understanding medication, just some basic information, but he will go in depth. So if you don't know Dr. Patel, wonderful movement disorder specialist. So he will be right with us at 9:50. So if you guys want, you can go talk to the vendors outside. The restrooms are down the hall, and you can grab a snack and a drink. And we'll be back at 9:50. Thank you.